welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tysis, and we're here to talk about um, a little bit about game selection, what I'll be doing in the future. And also, we had two record breaking streams for our channel. Obviously, we're not a channel that gets thousands of people watching us. We're a very small channel here at Nintendo Ninja News. But we had two notable streams that sort of popped off, so to speak, in the last few weeks. One on Saturday, and then 3 weeks ago on that Saturday too. And both of those streams were based on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a 5-year-old game, or some will say it's an 8-year-old game, which was quite extraordinary. So I wanted to talk about my thoughts and feelings about it, and what games that we'll stream in the future. And I wanted to show you some of the stats of that, so to speak. So we normally get about 5 or 10 people watching us. We stream the graveyard shift here in Australia, where we stream, people in the UK and America are still asleep or barely waking up. So really, we don't have a lot of people that watch us because of that. So that makes things really difficult to stream at that time. Some people suggest for me to stream during the day, but that does make it difficult because, I could be doing things during the day and stuff like that. They can make things difficult. But, so instead of the 5 or 10 viewers, the first big stream, we got up to 80 people watching, which was extraordinary. That brought in a lot of watch time and lots of people online and stuff like that. The second big one, we got up to about 130, and we wanted to show off the stats here, over here, where for some reason, after the hour mark, things started to get a little bit crazy in terms of the numbers. And it started to move up in the 40s, and then as soon as I actually officially switched over, because I was a little bit naughty. I said I was, you type in the game that you're actually streaming, but I was streaming some of the retro stuff because it was 30 years of Mario Kart. And once I swapped over to the main game, it started to rise even more as the night went on, which was just crazy. You see 100, and this was just going off. It went a little bit down, and then it went back up. Now, the funny thing is, the reason why towards the end it dropped a lot was because I went on a toilet break. Now, apparently all the big streamers do suffer these problems too. When you go on a loo break, lots of people just drop off and that's it. So, which was kind of funny. And then I got, pretty tired after nearly 6.5 hours. And once the stream went down to 35, which is still a huge amount of people watching me. As a very small content creator, I sort of call it quits and say, hey, I'm off, I'm going to bed, all that sort of stuff. So for me, it was interesting because, having so many eyeballs watching you feels, a little bit nerve-wracking. You do have to really be on the ball when stuff like that happens. And I think the first big stream that happened, I sort of dismissed it a lot, saying this is a one-off, it's not going to happen again, it's Mario Kart, new wave tracks and things like that. People were just looking at, all the new tracks and things like that, all that sort of thing. So I sort of dismissed it and thought, look, it's a very good night, it was great, it helped out the channel a bit here and there. But the fact that it's happened again 3 weeks later does suggest that there's a lot of, love for Mario Kart at the moment, which could be to do with the new courses that's come out. And it was the 30th anniversary. To be honest, I thought it would be a bit of a run-of-the-mill stream. I wasn't going to stream this originally. I thought I was going to do Splatfest, but I got the times wrong. So it was a bit of a blessing in disguise that happened. And I thought, I'll play some retro games and that. And, make it a little bit special and show off some old school trailers that Nintendo made about the games. And, thought it'd be okay. And you would think after, the hour mark, you'd think, it's going to be a quiet stream. That's all right. Run of the mill. play some games, chat to some of the regulars that pop in and all that sort of stuff. And then it just started to, blow up. And now I'm sort of going, well, it's happened twice now. Maybe it's just going to happen twice and will never happen again. But it does make you think at the back of your mind that if it's if lightning has struck twice in under a month, maybe this could happen more often. I don't think so with other games, but Mario Kart seems to be the key there. So going back to my little webcam, I'm back now. So I sort of looked at all the streams that got over 100 views. So I've streamed a lot over the years. And I looked at all the streams that got over 100 views over the years. Over the 3 so years that we've been streaming quite a bit. So this was the list that I sort of came up with that did really well over the years. So number 1, Smash Brothers, which is a bit surprising. I knew the Smash Brothers was always pretty popular back in the day. Followed by Mario Kart, which is no surprise. Pokemon Shield. Number 4, in terms of how many times the stream has gone over 100 views, Splatoon 2 was really surprising. I knew we had some big streams at times, but I didn't know it was that good. Mario Maker 2, which is a game that I somewhat love to hate and hate to play the game because some of the courses that I play are not very good. But I still don't mind playing it because it's Mario and there's some really good courses out there. And then it's followed by Fortnite, which sat on the same number. And then it's Animal Crossing and Rocket League. So what was interesting, like, for example, you would think that Fortnite is a game that you would keep streaming, but I've streamed it nearly 100 times. And if you streamed it that many times, which is twice the amount that I've done than Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, it should be number 1, and it's not. So it means that not that many people are interested in the game. And for example, Animal Crossing, I've only streamed it 19 times, and it's done really well. Same thing with Splatoon 2, around the same number. Smash and Mario Kart was about 50 times I've streamed it, so they're sort of sitting proudly on top. Pokemon Shield was about 25 times. So I think what it's shown is that obviously Nintendo games do the best on a Nintendo channel. Well, yeah. But it's also interesting that not many third-party games do that well. There was other games that did okay for the limited time, like, Xenoblade 3 did okay, Wii Sports did okay, Spider-Man got over 100 views for 3 streams, but it's a single-player game, right? You can't keep streaming that sort of content over and over. It's not like Breath of the Wild or an open-world game where you could probably keep going for weeks and a few months on hand playing that type of game. So that makes it interesting. So, and there are other games that did all right, like Pokemon Legends did pretty well from the 5 streams that we've done. So Pokemon generally does really well. The mainland games. The interesting thing is that I found out too, from the 30 or 40 streams that I've done of Pokemon Unite, which is a game that I do enjoy to play, despite me raging at people in solo queuing, it never got over 100 views for any of the streams. It got close once or twice, but it's interesting that a Pokemon spin-off is just nowhere near as popular as the mainland games because they're 2 different genres, right? It's a mobile game versus a turn-based game. So that makes it really interesting. So I think in future, as I will go back to my little webcam, I think in the future, and we've played games from the PlayStation, which I feel hasn't been very successful. I mean, we've done games like Stray and Spider-Man that's done well, but they're single player games. Once they're over, and people lose interest. So I think in the future that I'll be streaming more Nintendo type games, and probably not using the PlayStation that much. I probably won't be streaming Fortnite anymore because I've streamed it so many times, and the data and the numbers show that, you know, people are pretty lukewarm on it. There's been some times where games like that have done well in watch time, but view-wise, people are not looking for it. It's a very popular game. Most other people are streaming games like Fortnite and Rocket League and other type of non-Nintendo games. But there's not a lot of people that stream Mario Kart or Pokemon or Smash Brothers because some of those games don't get updates. And because we're a Nintendo channel, people are going to click on it because it's like, oh, he's a Nintendo fan, he runs a Nintendo channel. Da, da, da. So I think that we'll be bringing back, some of the other games like, Smash Brothers we haven't played for a long time, dabble with Mario Maker and stuff like that. But it's been an interesting experience looking at some of the games that we've played over the years, which has been fun. Like I've enjoyed playing most of the games that I'm looking at on this list, like 30 or so games that's hit over 100 views for our streams, which 100 views is nothing to some of the big streamers out there. But it's big for us as a small channel. And it sort of made me rethink about, that the Switch will always be our main console of streaming games and playing games and stuff like that. So I think we'll be going, mostly back to just Nintendo games, the main franchises, going through maybe some more of the retro stuff, the N64 stuff, the Game Boy stuff, the Wii stuff, things like that. Just picking and choosing the games that we think will do well and be interesting to play. Because I think the sort of the PlayStation experiment is a bit over, so to speak. But it's a bit of a shame. There's some games that I do enjoy playing, like Rocket League and Fortnite and some other games that I've tried to make work, but haven't. So you got to go with a mix of enjoying the games that you play, but also, that people are willing to watch and do stuff with. But, even for people who do like playing those certain games with me or watching it, like Fortnite and that, maybe I might stream it on Discord or just, play with people off stream, and that would be cool. That would be fun. But it was interesting just going through the statistics and numbers and looking at what has worked in the past and what will work in the future. But I think it's good news that seeming that you look at Splatoon, which has been a very popular game for us, and Pokemon, Splatoon is virtually next week, not this week, couple weeks time, but it's pretty close now. And then new Pokemon November, which always does well. It's almost like a religious thing for us. Every year there's a new Pokemon game and we buy it and we go through it. But it will be interesting to see how we sort of take this on board and work out this sort of stuff. But yeah, I thought that I would share some of the stuff and how I feel about, doing a big stream, which was still pretty nerve-wracking at times, like just sort of, all right, calm down, Chris. It's like over 100 people watching you, all that sort of stuff. But it was fun, and I don't want to like stream Mario Kart every day and try to milk out the numbers, because I don't want to turn the channel into a one-game channel. Because I've seen that happen on other people's YouTube channels, and I'm sure that they enjoy playing those particular games that pop off for them. But for me, I know if I play the same game all the time, I'm going to get really sick and tired of it. You're going to see it in my face, and it's just not going to be fun. So I think the way to do it is to keep playing Mario Kart once a week, see how that goes, and see if we can bring in some of those people that enjoy playing Mario Kart. And hopefully they might enjoy the other Nintendo stuff that I do. It may work, it may not work, but we can only try. So thank you for watching my 14 minutes of rambling, which is a fair bit. But, I thought I'd show you some stats and numbers and let you know about, doing those two massive streams, which is, we get maybe 10 to 20 hours of watch time. And that last big stream brought in 400, which is... crazy numbers, but it was good. It was good fun, and we'll see what happens this weekend, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. But I'm enjoying streaming and chatting to people and that, and it's always good to have an active chat room because it's like it's always nice to play to a crowd instead of streaming to no one that talks to you. So yeah, there you go. So big thanks to everyone who tuned in to watch this video, and I better get to work on some of these other videos, and I shall see you next time.